Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I'll be talking about my frustration. My name is Boma, first of all. For those of you who are just stopping by on my channel, my name is Boma. Please don't worry, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Yeah, so today I'll be talking about my frustration. My frustration as an international student studying in the UK and also being pregnant. What I passed through was not easy. It was not an easy one. So if you're gonna come to school, come to school. If you're gonna come pregnant, come pregnant. You cannot pick to struggle. Anyway, it's your choice. If you can do it, then if I can do it, then fine. You can also do it. Just kidding. But one thing I want to talk about is the frustration I experienced. Whew. My good God, it was not easy when I took in at first, you know, the first trimester. It was very, very frustrating for me. So the frustration at some point, I was thinking of, you know, giving up my school because I was virtually like sick, like morning till night, short almost 24 hours of the day. So I was finding things a little bit hard. I was finding studying hard. I was finding a lot of things so difficult to do. If I walk from this from this junction to this junction, I just start breathing so hard. I get very tired. Even in class, you can't just focus, and there's so much pressure on you to make it because there are certain scores you can't just get doing your masters. I don't know if you guys understand. Like, you cannot go below standard. You are expected to go above 50. If you're giving an exam, you cannot score below 50. If you score below 50, you're repaying. They will divide your school fees. Maybe if you're having 6 courses, some schools will divide your school fees into 6 and you pay that money for that course you're writing. While some maybe you'll just be giving, maybe depends, I don't know, but my school, you rewrite it again like a carryover. So there was this pressure on me to make it because I knew because I was pregnant, I was feeling lazy, tired to study. I couldn't go to the library. I couldn't do a lot of things. So I had this pressure on me, like I really needed to make it. I really needed to cross. I needed to cross all my subjects, all my courses, and cross above 50 because I had no choice. I don't want to, after giving birth, I start regretting and say, oh, I've had so much carryovers. I have to go back to this and that and all that. So I had a lot to worry about, but it actually helped. It pushed me to do better because even with the pregnancy, my second semester results were better than my first semester results because I had to push, because I knew I had to push. I don't know if you understand. So the second one is the hunger. The hunger. The hunger. The hunger that will catch you. Hey, we are doing a master's, so it's not BSc. This is a master's program. If your class is 3 hours, you're going to sit your ass there for 3 hours, because if you miss the classes, there's something they might say in the class you're not aware of. You might be doing your assignments and you miss it. Before you know, you're not getting to the required scores. So I was always hungry in class. I'll be in class 3 hours. My eye will be turning me. I'll be looking for his beans. So going and agbado. I will not see anyone to eat. So what I do most times is I have to go to class with a big bottle of water. I take snacks, cheese balls, biscuits, chin chin. I just put a lot of snacks in my bag to take to class, so that when I'm in class and I start feeling very hungry and my eye starts, you know, turning me, and I'm seeing the blackboard like 4 blackboard instead of 2. And I have to now start maybe eating snacks or biscuits or anything to just, you know, cover up till I leave the class and go and have something to eat. So I struggled a lot because I was always hungry in class. And at the point too, I was always feeling dizzy. So I had to take snacks to complement the food I'm supposed to eat before I leave the class. So it's not like if you leave the class, anybody will stop you. But because, like I said, I knew I was pregnant, I had to push. I knew nobody will help me. I have to help myself. So I still struggle to stay in classes till the end of the classes, even if sometimes I get really tired and I get really sleepy. So those are one of my that was one of my struggles too, being pregnant and being a student or international student in the UK. It was not easy, and sometimes my classes will clash with my antenatal. I'll have to call and rebook, and before you see space again to rebook, they might push you to another 1 week later for your date for antenatal. So I was struggling between going to class, going for antenatal. It was a whole lot, guys. It was a whole lot. So another thing that happened to me was I had to quit my job. I was working, I was a support worker, yeah, with an agency. Yes, I was helping people with special needs and all that. But after a while, I couldn't cope again because it was too much. Like I said, not everybody can multitask. I had 2 toddlers, I had my school, I had YouTube to do, I had the job, I had to take care of my home. I was everything all in one, and only me inside this UK. My husband, like I said, does like 3 months in the UK and goes for like 2 months and comes back, does like 3 months. So most of the times he's not always around. So I find myself alone, struggling to do these things. So if your spouse is not going to be here, be ready. Be ready. Be ready to go to school with big tummy and tawny eyes and everything. I'm just joking anyway. So that was one of my struggles. I had to quit my job. I had to, let go of money at that point. So, and it was a lot for my husband because he had to foot all the bills because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working. I wasn't doing nada. I was just going to school and taking care of myself, because here they tell you to get enough rest because we don't want emergency cases. So I had to listen to the advice of my GP and just take care of my children, myself, and my studies, and come back and sit at home. I couldn't do more than myself. Like I said, I'm that type that listens to my body. I don't force things, and I don't allow things get to that point where I'll first of all faint or collapse before I know that, oh, the body is tired, that kind of thing. So I just let it be. So that's one of my struggles. Another of my struggle was spending more on taxis, because I couldn't use buses again to go anywhere, because most of the bus stops, you guys know, for those of you living in the UK, your house can be down the street and you have to walk almost like how many meters to the bus stop just to get a bus. So I couldn't walk long distances anymore. I started spending more because I had to use cab. Since I don't have a car yet here in the UK, I had to use cab. So my monthly bills increased, and it was tough. I wouldn't lie, it was tough, because going to class, I have to be taking taxis to class, I have to take taxis to come back, I have to pick my kids, I have to go shopping with taxi. I was virtually going everywhere with the taxis, all the taxis they had here in Middlesbrough. I was just moving with taxi. I'm sure we have what they call the borough taxi here. It's like the Uber. I'm sure all of them knew my face that period, because I was always booking taxi, and it was quite expensive. I won't lie, that period we spent a lot. We spent a lot. Like some kind of distances I could cover when I wasn't pregnant, I couldn't cover them again, because when I walk from here to the next block, I'm already panting and breathing. And like I said, and sometimes most of these streets in the UK are kind of lonely. You can be walking and you collapse and nobody knows what happened to you till somebody else is passing by that same place and sees you and calls for help. So you don't want to be in such situations. So you just save yourself the stress. You book a cab, go to your destination and come back. Because bus stop itself was far. So that was one of the challenges I had to also face being pregnant as an international student here in the UK. So guys, another challenge I had to face here being pregnant as an international student in the UK is I think the food cravings. So my goodness, I don't even want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. If I open anything on the internet, at a point I had to block certain, or I won't say block, unsubscribe from certain food channels I was following on YouTube and certain people I was following on Instagram, because it was beginning to become too much. Because most times you sit down and you start thinking of agege bread and ewa going, like, how do I get that here? How do I get agege bread and ewa going? Then I had this craving for pear. Oh my goodness, where do I get pear? The only pear I saw was on Mabel's channel, Miss Ramsey's, where she did an African store in London, where she showcased the store, and I saw pear. I was like, wow, so they have pear here in the UK. But that's like how many hours from me? I have to enter a train if I want to go to that kind of place to go and buy because of pear. I will not enter a train that will cost me almost £50, and I'll be on the train for like 4 hours because I want to lick pear. So that was off the route for me. I was craving a lot of things. I was craving Nigerian roasted corn. I was craving bole. I was craving zobo. I was craving kunu. My brother, my sister. It was not easy. There's nothing I did not crave in this pregnancy. At a point, I had to start improvising and doing some, like I used my oven to make bole, roasted yam and all that. But there are certain things that you just be looking for, but you can't just find them here. So in your mind, you're like, oh my God, I didn't know it's going to be this way. I crave for a lot of things and it was quite difficult to get them. I stopped drinking their juice. I had to start buying malt. Is that bad? Even till now, I'm still drinking Maltina from the African store. I started craving Maltina. I was taking Maltina. I stopped taking the normal Oyibo juice, their own juice. I had to start going to African stores to buy our kind of drinks, which are Maltina and maybe bottle Fanta and all that. So there are a lot of things I was craving. Some kind of soup, like where I'm from. We love Okazi soup. Till now, I've not had a taste of original afang soup with the pium inside. Like, I don't know if there's any way I can order it fresh with fresh okazi with insam and all the dry fish and everything. So many things keep coming into my head, like I want to eat this, I want to eat that. I'm just thinking, how do I get this stuff? It was a whole lot, my brother, my sister, because I'm in a country where to get those things are even expensive, and even if you get them, some of them are not really fresh the way you see it in Nigeria. So it was a problem for me. So these are the few things I would like to let you guys know that were my challenges here in the UK being pregnant as an international student. Although there are more, but I think for this video, I've said like the major things you might likely face being pregnant and being here. And again, you have like classes to go to, your activities will also increase, you know. A lot of programs will come up in school, like the student union programs will come up. You won't be able to go, you can't go clubbing with them, you can't do a lot of things, you can't do a lot of jumping around, you find yourself sitting more at home. So there are lots of challenges, but I just wanted to bring this on here. So for those of you coming in as a student and those that are pregnant, you know what you're going to face, you know what you're going to experience. So just try your best, put in little effort you can put in, and I think that's on it, period. Baby is a blessing from God. Who doesn't want to have a baby and have a master's degree? I think that's like double blessing. My master's degree and my newborn baby, that's a double blessing for me. So if I can do it, why can't you do it? So guys, this will be the end of this video. For now, I'll see you guys in my next video. Please like, share, subscribe. Just help me grow. Anything you can do to just pop this channel back up, I'll be really grateful. Thank you all for watching. Do have a wonderful evening and take care of yourself. Bye.